be naked.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me over the locusts outside. It's getting hotter and hotter, so them boys are starting to holler. You hear me at night? They're hollering. That's all I can hear. But you open that window, let that breeze in, boy, fall right asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2, Summer Series rolls on. We wrapped up with Cleveland Browns and the GOAT, Mike Waller, tonight under the stars with Nate Markham and the Kansas City Chiefs. What's up, buddy?
Not too much, man. If you've been sleeping for 16 years, as soon as you came out of your bed, you'd be hollering at you too to tell everybody to get up and party with you a little bit.
Did you just drop like a little bit of insect knowledge on us there? Just
I think there might be 16-year locusts. I don't know what the difference is. It feels like every other year there's a 13-year, an 11-year, a 20-year, a 16-year. But I can't stand them. They used to, the tree out front of my old house, they were everywhere. They were so loud that you had to like almost sleep with the earplugs in. But no, that's it for the insect knowledge. I can't do anything else.
Well, that I think that's what the people came for. But for the second course, we'll go with some Kansas City Chiefs talk. And I figured nobody to have on no better than my old buddy here, Nate Markham. Good friend of mine. Everybody go follow Nate at Nate Markham. He has all of his work over at Fantasy and Frames. He does some baseball stuff. Nate, where's the baseball stuff at, buddy?
So right now it's at Razzball over at razzball.com. We'll do a weekly head-to-head article.
We will touch back base with where to find Nate's work at the end of the show. But for now, let's get right into these questions.
Let's do it.
Question number 1, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
A+ through F. Grade your team's off season, draft, free agency, cuts, etc. Nate, how the Chiefs doing?
I gotta say it's an A. I really am pushing. It should be an A+, considering if you look at the Super Bowl, the key reason, if you ask me, of why they lost was the amount of pressure that Mahomes was facing. And what they do is they went out and they get 2 All-Pro linemen. And then they draft 2 more potential future All-Pros, so you get Orlando Brown basically as a first-round pick. Okay, take it. You bring in Joe Tooney, amazing. You bring back Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, which is like a huge addition, even though he was away. He's the sports humanitarian of the year. He's a doctor, and he went to help COVID during that time, and so he stepped away. So that's like an addition, exactly. Hats off. And then of course we know they Creed Humphrey at center and Trey Smith at tackle or guard or wherever the hell they want to play him. You addressed the biggest weakness on the team, and then in the draft you get Nick Bolton, who I love Nick Bolton, and you just bolster that defense. I think they did an amazing offseason for cap casualties and everything else that supposedly they were supposed to have.
Okay, well, speaking of Nick Bolton, what's the Chiefs' favorite draft pick there, bro?
I want to say Bolton. It's not. I'm optimistic that it's going to be Trey Smith. I love watching. The story's great. The blood clots kept suppress that draft pick value, if you want to call it that floor, and they scooped in. And I think what they have is they have a potential superstar at the end. He was the number 1 prospect in North America, the United States. Number 1 prospect coming out of high school at any position. And then he had those blood clots, and so he might never play. So, but the risk was there. The risk reward is I think it's absorbable because it wasn't that much. But I do love Nick Bolton. He hits, boy.
So could question number 3, worst draft pick. Could Smith maybe even turn into that? So.
There's a chance, but at the same time, you hate to think that that late of a pick is wasted. I don't know if I have a worse draft pick. I don't, because they got rid of the first for Orlando Brown. They used a good second one. I like Creed. I don't want to say I don't have an answer for that, Dougie. That sounds like a cop-out, but I don't. I don't have a worse one right now.
Gotcha. Hey, it's all good. All gravy, baby. All gravy. Did the Chiefs, question number 4, did the Chiefs address their biggest offseason need? I believe we talked over the O-line and the pressure that he announced against those Buccaneers in the Super Bowl and how Boomer Sooner-esque they've made this line. Nate, I'd say they addressed it, right?
I do too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If we want to go a step further and say their second biggest need is run defense, at least as far as a whole. I know their secondary has some question marks, but man, you got to stop the run, and they did so with Nick Bolton. I think he's a hitter. I think he's going to make some of those running backs wish they hadn't come his direction over the season, I think, personally. My opinion.
And the three-man front defense, I think they're kind of leaning to where Chris Jones is going to move to, kind of the edge and coming back in a little bit. And, Charles and many of you, those guys, I think Bolton fits that a lot better.
I do too.
Where guys kind of fill their gaps and let Bolton go make the play.
Right.
That's what they wanted with Willie Gay. But, you can't teach everything that they need to know right off the bat. I mean, athleticism can only go so far. Being fast can only go so far.
Exactly.
I love me some Nick Bolton. Love it.
I hope that this whole season, this offseason gives Willie Gay a chance that both of them are on the field at the same time. Because, if they're both on the field at the same time, you have speed, you have downhill presence, you got power. I worry. So here's a quick thing, man. Frank Clark might be the biggest in-season need if he's not playing this season. If he gets suspended, he might be in jail. There's a good chance for that if he got busted with that Uzi in the back seat.
Nate, I know before we went on, you said something about, this year the Chiefs have almost 20-something players in expiring deals. Here's what I'm thinking right here. If you're worried about that Frank Clark, find a way to go get Melvin Ingram.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Go get Melvin Ingram.
Yep.
Find a way. He would fit that 3-4 defense, that 4-3 defense. He would fit that to a D. Put him at that outside linebacker spot, like the Justin Houstons of the old and KC. Put him out there and let him work.
Oh yes, right. See if you can read that bottom right there.
Come on, Bubba. Come on.
And look.
Melvin Ingram.
There you go. Look at us. See? I knew we were on the same page there. But they brought Ingram in for a visit and just couldn't work things out. And so I think this will be that perfect opportunity, man. It's a good call. Good call.
Yeah, right on. All right, question number 5, brother. What's the Chiefs' best position group as a whole?
God, that's probably the biggest weakness that the Chiefs possess is that they just don't have depth at a lot of positions. I'm gonna say their offensive line is their strongest point right now. I think they went from their weakest to their absolute strongest, especially as the season goes on.
I like that, bro. Okay, going right into it. Question 6: division record for those Chiefs in 2021.
I'm gonna say 4-2.
Okay.
I think that one of those. I think, I guess I don't have to say exactly why, but conference is always difficult. Division wise, is always a challenge. San Diego's better. We know that. LA, I'm sorry, not San Diego, but I'm gonna keep calling them San Diego probably for the next couple of years. I don't think I ever change that. And everybody sneaks one past somebody.
All right. Question 7. Overall record.
12-5.
12-5 for them Chiefs.
12-5.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Are they going back to the Super Bowl, Nate?
Our good buddy Hollywood, myself, had spent one night about 2 weeks ago, I think till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we broke down every record for every team. We broke it all the way to the end, and I have the Super Bowl as Kansas City winning over Tampa Bay, and he has Tampa Bay beating Kansas City. Oh, I shouldn't give anything away. I'll let him tell you if he happens to get.
So you think it's going to be a both complete repeat?
We both did. We both thought that.
Man.
And we have different scenario. We have some.
Don't realize the odds in that.
Oh,
has that ever been done?
I don't know if it's ever been. I don't know. I have to look and see.
Ooh.
I got to go cash my my winnings because that's what I did last year. I actually put money before the season on KC winning and Tampa Bay coincidentally winning, and so it was bittersweet to cash it in, but money's money.
All right, brother. This is my favorite question. I was going to do 2 questions, and then I came up with this question, and I was like, cutting it off there. Screw them last 2. Last question, buddy. No cap. No side can say no, but be reasonable. Make a dream trade for the Chiefs that you just know without a doubt would make them Super Bowl champs. Make a trade, buddy. Let's play a little Madden.
Yeah, let's do it. Here, if Madden had if on Madden my starting defensive end got arrested with an Uzi in the backseat of the car, I think it'd probably be more real. That'd be pretty crazy. I think they'd probably never get away with that. But I'm gonna take Myles Garrett from Cleveland, and I mean, don't get me wrong, that's gonna just be like the next 4 years worth of firsts, and with the amount of caps that we were talking about, contracts expiring, it might be a little challenging, but that's what I want. I want that nasty edge rusher because when you're winning in games, every team's trying to pass, and if you have that elite, imagine how many sacks Myles Garrett would have on that team. That Steve Spagnuolo defense.
I played a little bit of devil's advocate when I did this with Cleveland Browns and Mike Waller, and I made him give up a starter to come get Patrick Mahomes off of your Chiefs.
Oh,
so
gotcha. Yes.
You to do the same thing here, Nate. I need you to pick one starter. I'm not surefire starter, but like a guy that we all know is going to be probably on the field day one, taking snaps, game one. We got to have one starter. It's what I need back from you.
Man, that's where it gets challenging because the depth, like we said, is so bad that I take one piece away from any of them and it negates it. It's like, so I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to give him Chris Jones back. Okay. I don't like it, but it's I think up the middle we have some depth on that defensive line. Taco Charlton's back and some of them, so maybe that'll help. I probably should have picked one of the expiring contracts in front of me.
No, I like that. That's not something that's probably going to happen, Nate. But that's a trade that, maybe could get that we could see pop up on the feed, and it might not blow us back,
Right.
Chris Jones and a first and the next year's first for Garrett, and that's, we just play a little Madden, but I like to see where, the people's favorite teams, I would like to see what piece they think would just set them over the top,
but here's the thing. If Cleveland hadn't went out and got John Johnson III, I'd have said Tyrann Mathieu, who's in the last year of his contract. But don't get me wrong, you can always use Mathieu and John Johnson, but then they have Grant Delpit and that depth at safety. It's a good problem that Cleveland has, I guess, and we'll see how bad the problem is with the Chiefs. Somebody
we ain't talked about real fast, and that's all for the questions. But I just hit Drawn Reed. I think it's an under the radar signing that I think is going to be huge for you guys. I think Drawn Reed, he's getting on up there in age, but this guy, he does his job. He fills gaps. If you need him to get pressure whenever Jones is getting double teamed, Drawn Reed is that guy. And I think if you're out there in a league that's been around for 3 or 4 years and it's kind of quiet on the trade front and stuff, Drawn Reed might be a guy that's on the waiver wire, and I think he might produce for the Chiefs, especially early in the season when Jones is seeing a lot of double teams.
Absolutely, and like you said earlier, with Chris Jones maybe getting split out wide a little bit more, they want to have that presence up the middle that can take on at least not necessarily take on, but draw multiple blockers because of his presence and rush up the middle. No, I love him.
Was you upset that they didn't address wide receiver? I know Sammy wasn't Sammy Watkins, but he's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got the sophomore Hardman and Tariq Hill, who we know can be a little, off the cusp. He might get a game or two suspension here. You never know about old Tariq, but
yeah, he might.
What are they going to do there in that wide receiver? Who is wide receiver 3?
Wide receiver 3 is probably McCole Hardman. I hate to say it like that. I know that he's not. He and that's the thing is I think that it's going to be. I think it's at the end of the season. Byron Pringle will be the one that's going to command the most outside targets. McCole Hardman is the 2 in terms of total target volume outside. If you don't include Kelsey, we know that. I think Sammy Watkins played about half the snaps in the slot compared to Tyreek. And so those slot targets should be moved over to Hardman. Hardman just hasn't progressed as a receiver like I wanted him to yet. He's got blazing speed, and Tyreek had that same thing, and then he turned into a wide receiver. He understood, and him and Mahomes have something you can't teach is that intangible to know that he has to keep his eyes almost behind him to see what Mahomes doing. If he's getting with that offensive line, it was making him scramble. But I do like Hardman as far as I like the skill set. I like his speed. I mean, speed you can't teach. You just have it or you don't. But I do worry about that receiving core. I think you're onto something with that 100%. If there was one area we could have addressed, maybe that should have been my trade. Is damn it, went back
and last one before we get into under pressure here.
Okay,
scrolls along the bottom. Listeners can check that out and see what under pressure is about. Damian Wilson, is he still on roster? Damian Wilson, linebacker.
Yeah.
I like Damian Wilson. I mean, whenever they wanted Gay to come out, Wilson was a guy that was, there for him, and I feel like they might reward him for that.
It's gonna be Hitchens in the middle to start. Hitchens gonna be there, and then
Hitchens still there. Okay.
Hitchens. So it's Hitchens, and then So here's another move that they did that was kind of under the radar. If you remember Mike Hughes.
Yes.
With Minnesota, they brought Mike Hughes in. He's gonna play. He's gonna play some nickel. Him and Rashard Fenton are gonna both play nickel.
Banged up, dealing with a little bit of injuries, but that guy is a playmaker. Punt returner, kick returner. I believe came from Central Florida or South Florida, one or the other. But complete ball hog. Guy can make a play on the football.
Yeah, I like that.
And he can play some slot wide receiver.
Hell, maybe we might have to. Shit. That's not a good day when that's happening, but you never know. It's anything's possible. But I like that move for him. I do. I think that's going to play dividends when they can kind of not have to rely on just having all three of those, because all three linebackers aren't going to be out there at the same time all the time. We know that.
Right. All right, buddy. Under pressure, you ready to do this? Got my little black book. Got 10 questions, and here we go. Name Markham, Fantasy and Frames. How many graduated your high school class?
350.
Does our government talk to aliens?
No.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
First CD you ever bought?
Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
Who leads Kansas City in fantasy points, not named Patrick Mahomes?
Travis Kelce.
Republican or Democrat?
Republican.
Favorite movie?
Empire Strikes Back.
Most owned FF player on your rosters right now?
Man, Russell Gage.
Married, divorced, or single? How much Carrie?
We know that answer.
First concert you ever went to?
Oh, man. I think I got dragged to a
Savage Garden.
no. I think it was like New Kids on the Block or something at Six Flags. There was a group of people going there.
Okay, mate. Last question. What is the band that you would go on tour with as a roadie and take 3 Twitter analysts with you? What band? 3 analysts.
They have to be performing right now, right?
No. You can take time to sing. Whatever you choose.
Oh. You know what? I know it's weird. I love because I could actually watch them perform. I'm gonna take Queen, who's actually playing, and I would go watch. And
3 analysts. I mean, 3 analysts that's going on the Queen tour with you.
Who would I have the most fun? I'm taking you because that's given. I feel like Jorge would have a good time.
Yes.
And he's probably got money too, so that's probably helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's smart to bail me and you out. So I like that one. One more.
And my last one would be, it's a hopeful one. It would be to take Andy Spiteri with this. If you don't know Andy, he's a writer he's done for Fantasy Alarm, for Razzball. He entered hospice care recently for pancreatic cancer, and wish him all the best in the world. And that'd be awesome to be able to take him around and let him enjoy what he has left. Andy Spiteri. You can find him. His Twitter is @GasDocSpit. So GASDOC_SPIT.
Hey, buddy. Welcome to Under the Pressure. And Nate, that's it. You've been under pressure, buddy.
The pressure's all on Kansas City to repeat, get to the Super Bowl, and not have Mahomes running 4,000 yards behind the line of scrimmage, throwing sideways and drilling receivers in the face mask, and they're not making catches.
So I know behind the scenes talk here. This is the second show I've did tonight. First show went on without a hiccup. I mean, beautiful show with Mike Waller at Cleveland Browns. I just did back-to-back shows without a hiccup, and I got to say, it's all because I knew Nate Markham was coming on later tonight, and it makes me feel all good. It makes me feel like I did yoga with a bath bomb and just incense burning. That's sure. Nate Markham. Nate, where can they find your work, buddy?
Well, you can, number one, on Twitter, of course, @Nate Markham. You can always go to fantasyandframes.com, where Jorge, myself, and the group of others all are in the middle of day number 5, I think it is, of the 32 teams, 64 articles in 32 days. It is craziness right now, but it's good. You got a tick?
No, June bug.
I hate June bugs. Can't stand them. It's July. Get the hell out of here, June bugs.
I'll take a June bug over a mosquito.
I would too. Oh, I would too. Yeah.
Yeah,
no. And then, like I said, you can find us at 4th and Frames. We've got football season's right around the corner, man. I can't wait. Sunday mornings, I know you'll be with us, joining us on some of those Sunday mornings talking. And then, like I said, if anybody wants to follow baseball, I know this is a football show, my friend, but yeah, if you want to talk about 1-0 Cardinal games, you can find me on Twitter or read my articles over at razzball.com and find Aaron Pags and myself doing the MLB games, or bullpen games MLB on Twitter. It's a good time.
I love the show, and I'm not even in a fantasy baseball league. I just stop by there, listen to y'all for a little bit, say hi. Yeah. I like hearing Nate talk, and if you like hearing Nate talk, go over to Fantasy and Frames. That's where all of his work is. Use the hashtag #4ID Championships. Check out the rosters and the 4-Eye Championships that Fantasy and Frames puts on. Good charity. I'm in that. We are in the Daria division.
We are.
I've already won it.
You just made another pick. I'm going to tell you, I think your defense, and I knew it. I knew coming from you that you're going to bring the IDP side. You should crush.
Got to get the tier ones locked down, Nate.
You have it, and he did. And if people don't know, last year I was the Jeremy Chin fan club president as far as I was concerned, and right before my pick, Doug picks right after me or before me, depending upon which way you're going, and I knew it was going to be bad. I got Joe Pisapia on one side, I got Oklahoma Doug on the other, and it's a Nate sandwich that isn't tasting too good right now. But yeah, you got Chin, Buda Baker, Myles Garrett, Jeremy Chin, Zach Cunningham, Jalen Smith. Woo! Wow, you might be getting that belt real.
It's a good looking squad, man. It's a good Nate. How did your Scott Fishbowl go?
It's still going. I'm only in the 14th round right now.
Okay, and how's that team looking, Nate?
I'm not thrilled with it. I like some. I think as a whole, when I break it down, I always fall prey to this: is that the tight end premiums. When I see it, when I take a tight end early, like I did, I took Darren Waller.
Oh, yeah.
I had the 11th pick, and so when I see it, I go, I don't like my receivers as much. But when I realize Darren Waller's like the wide receiver 3 in this format, so I can't be too disappointed. I started off with him and Zeke. So my quarterbacks now I have Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Ben Roethlisberger. At running back so far, I've got Chris Carson, Zeke, Michael Carter, and James Conner. And then at receiver, I've got Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp, Corey Davis, Cole Beasley, T.Y. Hilton, then Darren Waller and Jonnu Smith at tight end, sprinkled in a kicker or two here and there. And so we still got some rounds to go. But yeah, it should be interesting. Carrie's team I like 10 times better than mine. I mean, seriously, she's crushing it as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we know her favorite show is IDP Power Hour, so if you listen to that, you're going to be pretty good at fantasy.
I know.
We all know Miss Carrie's favorite show.
Well, that's what she'd wear your shirt if you had one for her. I'm sure we could get one set up.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail, actually. It's supposed to be there.
Oh, well, then I need to send
the Pony Express has to take it from here to the borders outside of Oklahoma, and then like trucks and stuff come.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like how post office works. Yeah, I got it all figured out.
Yeah.
We'll just have to come. I thought we were going to come pick it up by hand. That would be the way to do it.
That's what I prefer. Me and the missus, of course, we prefer that.
Yeah.
We get the cabin ready. It's not very far from the house, walking distance, and we'll just have a blast.
Exactly. Get them damn June bugs out of the way. I'm just kidding. They got them here too. Ain't nothing different.
Ford Summer Series, Episode 2, at Nate Markham and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Oklahoma Doug. This is IDP Power Hour, and we'll see you next time with Summer Series.
Thanks, Doug.
Fireworks gonna blow. Oh shit, he better not be naked.